What's good with the people? You know what I'm talking about, man? It's your partner, man. Who? It's your partner, man. You know what I'm talking about? How's y'all doing on this top 10 Thursday? You know what I'm talking about? What you talking about, bro? I'm gonna get into it. But before we do that, what's good, people like hee, ha ha? You know what I'm talking about? Ken in the pen, man. All my folks incarcerated, all my folks who ain't, man. Everybody on the bottom of that thing, everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. You know what I'm talking about? Did I say Ken in the pen? I don't know, but if I didn't, go get that stick up in storage now, man. You can go and get you one off of 76 MacArthur. They sold out. They'll be back here. I'm talking about Giants liquor is what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about? 82nd Hillside Barbershop. You know what I'm talking about? They say somebody put them in their stores in the hundreds. Thank you, young man. Now you know, because I tell you, every morning, you can come get them things from Brett. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Did you see him? Hold on, I ain't do that. Did you see him? You know what I'm talking about? You can come get one too. You know what I'm talking about, man? Funkadelic trying in stores now. Make sure you go to Amazon, cop you a hardback. He ain't know what I'm talking about, man. Hold on. If you don't want to get one from me, you can go get Stick Up from Amazon. Make sure you cop you a hardback. He ain't know what I'm talking about, man. Stick Up 2 coming soon. He know what I'm talking about. Funkadelic trying 2 come real soon. He know what I'm talking about, man. What's that? Swing that finger, young man. You talking about that one right there? That's the one. Come on with it. Worldwide INC, man. Worldwide Corporated. One more time. Get one to grow on. Whoo. Jesus, man. They gonna say what that worldwide mean, baby, cuz, and I'm gonna tell you, you know what I'm talking about? It means everybody. You know what I'm talking about? And Dougal Fresh, Mike, Lil Rue, not Lil Rue, Lil Rue. You know what I'm talking about? Tata the player. That's who comes next, man. Same thing, bruh. Same thing. All my folks incarcerated, man. All my folks who ain't. Everybody on the bottom of that thing. Everybody on the top of that thing. Keep that head up. Keep pushing. We gonna get through it to get to it, man. Now let's get through these disclaimers. But before we do that, Mama says, and Mama always says, breast and whiskers when you on TV, boy. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. Now let's get through these disclaimers. Now, good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug usage. Good brother like myself, I don't promote no drug sellers. Good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I don't promote no alcohol consumption. Don't take a sip, and I mean not a sip of the sippers. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no crime. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no violence. You know what I'm talking about? Good brother like myself, I don't promote no domestic violence. Keep your hands off the people. People, you know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about? Don't, you know what I'm talking about? Promote, you know what I'm talking about? No. Negativity. No, man, man, I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. I don't promote shit. You know what I'm talking about? Me, all I promote is y'all go ahead and do what you're going to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you find the right thing to do with your time, young ladies and gentlemen, because we just don't know how much of it we got, young ladies and gentlemen. But a good brother like myself, you know what I'm talking about? I ain't prejudiced. Good brother like myself, I ain't got nothing against the sexually different. Good brother like myself, I ain't got nothing against the little people. You know what I'm talking about? Nah, man. Me, I ain't got nothing against nobody. You know what I'm talking about? They was talking to me. Firepower. I just love everybody. You know what I'm talking about? As a matter of fact, I'm on a quest. You know what I'm talking about? Bring that peace. You know what I'm talking about? That joy. You know what I'm talking about? That love. You know what I'm talking about? That love. Back to YouTube community, man. You with me? You with me? Come on over here. Fuck with your partner. Hey, check it out, man. Come fuck with a nigga one time. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, man, what's good with the people? How y'all doing on this top 10 Thursday? They said, bro, what you talking about? Oh, I'm going to get into it. You know what I'm talking about? Top 10 Thursday, here it is. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to everybody who don't got no vendor's license, but still sold. They sold him. That was a good price. I see you fucking. Yo, talking about sell what you sell. Yo, talking about coffee product. And that's gonna be a real short one. You know what I'm talking about? Called top 10. Say, bro, what is you talking about top 10? Man, now look, you know how they be motherfucker just ask you your question, what's your top 10 rappers, you know what I'm talking about? What's your top 10 artists? You know what I'm talking about, man. What's your top 10 singers? You know what I'm talking about. Then you start thinking, right? Let me tell you something on this thing called Earth. When a motherfucker asks you what's your top 10 and you ain't on the top of that motherfucking list, you know what I'm talking about? You might wanna I don't even know the word for that, but you might wanna reevaluate your thinking. You know what I'm talking about? Hey bro, what are you talking about? Cause look, man, in this thing we call Earth, Mama say don't blow your nose on camera. You know what I'm talking about? On this thing we call Earth, you have to think. You know what I'm talking about? Not think though. You have to know. You know what I'm talking about? That's why you got to think you that from the jump. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you think you that, you going to know you that. You know what I'm talking about, man? Your mind to carry you a long ways. I'm telling you, man. Motherfucker said something to me yesterday. One of my old school partners, man, I ain't got nothing but the utmost respect for, man. You know what I'm talking about? I got an old message, man. I look at that shit, man. Them people talk to me so bad, man. And I just didn't get it. You know what I'm talking about? You ain't got to worry about it. You still in my top 10. Yeah, you ain't got to worry about it, man. And it's just cold. You know what I'm talking about? You know what's going to stop you on Earth? The way you think. You gonna think yourself into some trouble, or you gonna think yourself out of poverty? You know what I'm talking about? Just it's one of the two. You know what I'm talking about? But on this top 10 Thursday, you gotta have that belief in your motherfucking self, folks. You gotta ask me top 10 rappers with I guess who's gonna be on that list, y'all. You know what I'm talking about? Baby, cuz. Light skinned DB. That's gonna be on that goddamn list. You know what I'm talking about? I don't give a fuck what you ask me because I could just do a plethora of things. You know, a plethora. You know what I'm talking about? If I said that word correctly, you know what I'm talking about? But for real, on this top 10 Thursday, you gotta know you the shit, folks. You just do. You know what I'm talking about? Because on this thing we call Earth and this life right here, man, the elements on this motherfucker gonna be against you. You know what I'm talking about? We was born fighting an uphill battle. You know what I'm talking about? If you wasn't born with everything you need already, you know what I'm talking about? I was born with everything I need. And I want to thank God for letting me to continue, you know what I'm talking about? Feet, hands, mouth, you know what I'm talking about? Tongue. You know what I'm talking about? I guess I was born with everything I need right there. You got to make use of that shit. But on this top 10 Thursday, it go like that, folks. You got to know you in that top 10, folks. You just do. You got to be top 10. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. Because if you don't think like that, for real, what's going to happen is you always going to put somebody before yourself. You always going to think somebody can do something you can't. It's just always going to be somebody above you. You know what I'm talking about? You ever seen some, I don't know, just like a fan of everything. You ever see a motherfucker just, they be so like when the motherfuckers used to see Michael Jackson start crying and shit, you know what I'm talking about? That's the effect I'm going to have on people. You know what I'm talking about? One way or another. They see my cousin start crying. God damn. Blood, what you did to the people. You know what I'm talking about? Coffee Chronicles. But in life, you got to be fighting for that effect. You know what I'm talking about? You got to be top 10, folks. Because despite a motherfucker, you know what I'm talking about, you might have a few motherfuckers that like you that'll put you in their top 10, right? But for the most part, they ain't, folks. And they teaching y'all, us. There I go again with that y'all shit. I got that bad, don't I? You know what I'm talking about? But on some real shit, they teaching you how not to celebrate yourself, folks. They teaching you how all these other people and all this other shit is more important than you. And I'm just here to tell you, I don't know what it is. That shit ain't more important than me. I'm the most popular motherfucker I know on earth. I'm telling you, man. Nice to meet you. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I'm talking about, man. But for real, folks, you got to be your top 10. You know what I'm talking about? Because if you don't see it that way, you might not make your full potential, bruh. You might not never get the most out yourself, folks, because you see something greater than you. You know what I'm talking about? And the only thing that you should see greater than you is God. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out everybody who woke up. Can we say amen? Amen. You know what I'm talking about? But for real. See, they teaching us how to go around life and deferring. You know what I'm talking about? You go up in there, you know what I'm talking about? They teaching you not to feel yourself. They teaching you that we need things to be important. You get what I'm saying? And I'm just here to tell you, if that's what you do, chase things, you just gonna have things. You will always have things. You know what I'm talking about? But will you have yourself? The only thing I need. You feel me, man? Fuck things. I am the thing. You know what I'm talking about, man? See, because with all that, because I done been places where you couldn't even drive. They ain't had no cars for sale. You know what I'm talking about? They had some noodles. You can buy some of that shit. You feel me? But I done went somewhere. Five pie. Double five pie. You know what I'm talking about? I done been some places where you couldn't wear $1 million chains and shit. You know what I'm talking about? Rings and all that shit. You couldn't do nothing, man. Matter of fact, it didn't even matter if you was a millionaire. You know what I'm talking about? You could spend the same amount as that broke motherfucker a week. You know what I'm talking about? Some places you could, it was a month. You know what I'm talking about? Just depending on when your draw was. That just threw me off subject. You know, used to be fucked up, y'all, when you was third draw. You know what I'm talking about? And them niggas wanted to start a ride, but they was first and second draw. You know what I'm talking about? And they went on and got their draw. Then took off, y'all. You ain't gonna see your draw for some odd days, is you? You just better hope you had some folks that went to first and second draw. You know what I'm talking about? They were scandalous with that one, wasn't they? But on this top 10 Thursday, man, your top 10, that got to be you, folks. Because if you ain't in your top 10, and I don't even know what kind of belief you really got in yourself. Really. You know what I'm talking about? Just, I don't know. You feel me? But that shit gonna end and it's gonna start with you, folks. Coffee Chronicles. Even if somebody helped you, bruh, a motherfucker could come out of, just walk up to you and give you $5 million. Now check this one out. Even then, bruh, motherfucker can get you some money. You know what I'm talking about? That money ain't gonna do you no good if you can't think. You know what I'm talking about, man? You just gonna end up doing what motherfuckers do with money. Coffee Chronicle. Y'all know that saying in the hood, he know what I'm talking about? Around the world. You know what I'm talking about? That motherfucker been around for a while, huh? I could give you a jump, but it's up to you to keep the car running. You know what I'm talking about? I can give you a jump, it's up to you to keep the car running, man. You feel me? I don't know what you gonna do. You know what I'm talking about? Nephew, sis, old man, old lady. Hey, you know what I'm talking about? I don't know what you gonna do. I don't know. But on this top 10 Thursday, man, you got to be in your top 10, folks. If I told you my top 10 consists of me in different years, oh, man. I just took 10 years out of my life and put that baby cuz right there. You know what I'm talking about? Sometimes he was baby cuz, sometimes it was the stalk. You know what I'm talking about? It started off with light skinned DB. You know what I'm talking about? So, man, I just got 10 of me. You know what I'm talking about? Top 10. You just gotta, I don't know what you gotta do. I'm just telling you, see, I fucks with it like that because I done been in places, bro, where did none of that other shit matter. You know what I'm talking about? And then you could have had a solid gold horse. You know what I'm talking about? You couldn't get that motherfucker to come visit you. You know what I'm talking about? It don't matter, man. See, I done lived on life when they strip you of shit. You know what I'm talking about? And all you got is you. How do you perform then? You know what I'm talking about? I don't know. I done been in places, you know what I'm talking about? Because I'm going to tell you something that's easy to do too. When you know everybody, oh, it's easy. You can slide through that shit right there, man, because they know you, man. You ever went somewhere where nobody even know you, and really they don't even like your kind around these parts. Hey, you ever been somewhere like that? How'd you perform? I'm just in my top 10, bro. I consist of my top 10. You know what I'm talking about? I just do. Wherever the fuck I'm at, I'm gonna be me. That shit right there travel like an NFL running game. You know what I'm talking about? I'm telling you, man, just be you. Wherever I go, wherever I've been me. Good or bad, you know what I'm talking about? Fuck it. But is you in your own top 10? Or can you name 9 motherfuckers before you think about yourself? And with that one right there, if you don't remember nothing else, always remember, it don't cost nothing just to show a little bit of that love.